Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. So thank you to Infinite Llamas for pointing out that there's a lot of things in the Agricraft mod that I wasn't aware of. So under here I have a magnifying glass, gardening trowel, wooden hand rake, iron hand rake, and the clippers which we already used. So I ended up getting a couple of these, the magnifying glass and the trowel. So here we can see that the magnifying glass is kind of like a Wayla notice, so I can just kind of click on it and it'll tell me all the same information I can see up there. So that in itself is not as useful as I expected. I was hoping it would inspect it without having to put it through a seed analyzer. The garden trowel is useful when you want to move an item, so I can pluck it from the crop stick and plant it down in another crop stick, but it's kind of stuck in it keeps its growth level, but I can only ever move one thing at a time with the trowel. So in that respect, it's kind of stuck so because I can only use one thing at a time, it's kind of limiting its usefulness. So the last thing I'm going to get is I'm going to try this this rake. So we're going to get a fence and a stick and see if... Now the idea is I should be able to rake this and get the seed. Yep, so that gave me the seed and the output and left the crop stick right where it was. So not, I think it's interesting, but it doesn't restore it to the double stick state that I kind of needed. So so it's a tool. Let's drop that in there. Oh yeah, I already inspected that. Okay, so since I have these seeds up to 555 or 10 when they join to create a new mutation, it's kind of stuck at a 555 level. So let's throw that back on just for now, and let that grow. So I'm going to grow up the pumpkin seeds. I'm all the way up the corn, and all these guys are at 10 carrot, rye, barley, melon, and regular wheat. So the other additions are that I think I'm about ready to move on to some bigger machines. Now I build out the platform down here, and this is where I'm going to move my generators and my new equipment. So the industrial craft generator is going to take some burnable material, dump the EU power into this bat box, where right now it's being absorbed through an electrical engine into a high voltage capacitor. So this is kind of the highest level storage block. So let me actually get capacitor. So under Immersive Engineering, we can make a low voltage, which stores up to 100,000. We can make a medium, which stores up to 1 million, or a high voltage, which goes up to 4 million. So, nope, cannot make the creative one. So high voltage is just steel, a lead block, which is 9, and then some treated wood planks with aluminum. And so that in itself is pretty easy to make. At least I have all the materials right now. And as was pointed out, the wire connectors are going to allow me to use wire coils to connect machines that use RF. And so I've also been told that the wire connectors can transport power from EU into RF without needing to run a converter like an electrical engine. So what I ended up doing is building the Comrpessor auto compressor. And so what I can do with this guy is just grab things out of my chest, and I'm eventually going to boil all this down. But if I take my tin and just throw it in to the compressor. There we go. So it's going to go through just like the compactor in Sky Factory 2. The anything with a 2x2 pattern or a 3x3 pattern is going to be automatically combined at a rate of 5 RF per tick to generate blocks. And so what I'm going to do is set up a piping system to dump it into another grinder like this with autonomous activators, similar to what I did in Agrarian Skies. And that's going to then put this into an automatic crushing mode. So all I have to do is kind of wire it all up at this point. So I have a 300,000 RF stored so far. Not that much in the long term, but I have a couple things I want to make. So if I start out and get some steel ingots, let's head upstairs, because the next thing I want to make is a rock crusher. So let's rock crusher is a 3x2x2, so I'm going to need 12 blocks, of which I get 4 per execution. So I really need to run this formula 3 times, which means I need 12 diamonds, 27 steel, and 12 pistons. So let's get what I pre-crafted: 12 pistons, diamonds, and we should be able to take this steel and turn it into 3 blocks of steel. Alright, so bink, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, let's head downstairs and set up the crusher multi-block. So at this point, let's place it here. 1, 2. Now, do I want it long ways or wide ways? Let's go for... Uh-oh. Okay, well, I guess it's going to be stuck this way because I don't have the mining technology to get a redstone down. So let's grab this. Okay, so this popped out as a multi-block. And now we'll take... okay, so not a very detailed picture, but it works. So let's grab some of my wire connectors. Where did I put my wire? Let's head up. Gonna need some food soon too. Okay, coil of wire. Excellent. So to run this, let's see, I'm going to need... Let's place a connector here and a connector here, and run the wire like right click and right click. Excellent. So at this point it charged up to 16,000 RF, and I should be good to go. So let's grab some of my... Whoops. What was that? Did I zap myself? Okay, I must have hit that wire without realizing it. Yeah, that just damaged me, I think, 3 hearts. So let's grab a little bit of food. And what do I need to do next? I need to grab my obsidian. Okay. Which really means... Okay. Let's grab that and throw it into here. So that's going to crush, and out will come crushed obsidian. Awesome. And that's what I need to use in the assembly table to make machine frames. Awesome. So in order to make these machine frames, I got the iron chipsets, I got the tin gear. I'm going to need a carpenter next to make a basic circuit board, as well as the compressor. So I think compressor. This is going to be a industrial craft formula. So let's head upstairs and work on this. Alright, let's get ready to start. So I made another work table. So let's take a look here at what we're going to need. So I'm going to need some stone. So let's throw that in here. I'm going to need a basic machine. So that's going to be iron plate with a chipset. So let's grab the chipset out of here, throw it in, and iron plates are going to be the forge hammer with 2 pieces of iron. Let's see, the forge hammer, let's go back in here. 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's lay that in the center here with plate all around. Excellent. Basic machine casing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is the electronic circuit, which is going to require another iron plate plus 6 insulated coppers, which are going to require a copper cable, which are going to require the cutters again. So let's grab one of those. So let's grab, let's make a new one just for kicks. Okay, so we're going to need some copper plate. So let's take copper and load it up here. Copper plate. We're going to need the copper plate mixed with the clippers to make the wire. And then we're going to need the wire mixed with rubber to make insulated copper wire. And so for this, we're going to need 6 insulated copper wire. So let's do that again. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 6 altogether. Great. So let's make another plate and get back to the compressor, to the circuit, and done. Let's see, what am I missing? Redstones. Okay, redstone has to go in, electronic circuit, and that means finally we can make the compressor. Excellent. So let's head downstairs and look at what I need to use this for. So let's put this here. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of upgrades at this point. And it's going to be able to make dense plating. So, okay, so sand becomes sandstone. So in a way, it looks like what a compacting drawer could do. Let's take a look. See if we can find that. Dense iron plate. Okay. Wait, let's go back to that formula for a basic basic machine frame. Okay, machine frames are going to require a dense, refined iron plate, which is going to require either a steel plate or a refined plate. Which is going to require steel again. Just out of curiosity, and this comes around again. Induction smelter or a blast furnace. Oh, this looks very complicated right now. Alright, so I think I'm going to need to melt down some more steel, which means this could take a little while. So let me start, let me find where I put the coal somewhere. Yeah, let me find it and get some more steel out of the blast furnace. Okay, I'm back, and this just took way too long to put together. So what I ended up doing was building the Immersive Engineering Waterwheel. And so each one of these is capable of producing up to 90 RF. And so I'm feeding all of that through MV cables into this capacitor. So I'm up to 3.3 million RF thanks to energy from the water wheel. So the water wheel comes in two parts. So first we have to make 8 of these water wheel segments using treated wood. So both the wood planks and wood sticks. And those go together around around an iron shaft, which is made in the extruding mode of the metal former, which is right over here. So I just have to switch this over to extruding, and I'm okay to go. So then you need to build a kinetic dynamo, which is a little complicated, but feasible at this point. So I needed another MV capacitor, which is just electrum and lead with some redstone, and then 8 of these MV wire coils, which is pretty simple at this point. That's just a tremendous amount of electrum, though, and electrum's pretty simple in the grand scheme of things because it's just silver and gold. So with that, with the 3 of these producing 90 each, I believe, I have this set up in, I had to copy a design I saw online which pretty much maximized the location of each of these water source blocks. So apparently the number of water source blocks that's touching the outside of the wheel increases the efficiency, but it has to be in the right direction of everything to the right has to push to the right and everything at the bottom has to push to the left. So yeah, so that's working out pretty good here. So I'm able to power all of my machines so far. I've shut off the, well, I'm not doing anything with the electrical engine at this point. And it turns out that the MV cable can convert to EU. And so I'm going to just start hooking all these up in the future and kind of dismantle this generator and the electrical engine. So I'm just going to call that not a failed attempt, but it was good while it lasted. And so Rock Crusher produced my crushed obsidian. And so what I did was I hooked up the automatic sieve and started feeding it gravel. And so you can upgrade the sieve with speed upgrades and fortune upgrades. So right here, X asterisk, speed upgrades, well, that's going to require some either pyrotheum or dark steel. Yeah, I'm not sure about that at this point. I'll need an induction smelter. And likewise, the fortune upgrade is going to need Invar and a diamond. I could probably do that now, actually. Electrum and Invar and diamonds. And so that'll increase the number of drops that I get per operation, but also drastically increases the RF consumption. And so what I'm going to do is hook these up to this chest in an extract mode. So let me grab some of the item transfer nodes, which, where did I put those? Here they are, item transfer nodes. I'll grab some of the pipe, but I don't think I'll need it. And so what I'd like to do is channel everything out of the sieve. And so that's going to dump in here. And what I'd like to do is basically create filters on this transfer node that's going to pipe items out and dump them into the X-Compressum autocompressor. And so certain materials, basically all the X nihilo materials will compress, but you'll notice that it doesn't have much of a buffer, so it can only handle 12 items at a time. And I figure that there's going to be junk that's just left behind here in the autocompressor. So I'm probably going to need to make another autocompressor and then pipe all the material over here to the chest. And the desire here, well, let's grab at least some copper ore. So this is going to form 2x2 blocks and produce copper ore gravel. And what I want to do is route this back up here to the autonomous activator where I have a bunch of normal hammers. And so that's going to do a normal block placement right here and bust them up and drop them through the hoppers back into this chest. So at some point, I'm going to fill out all the filters, and then things will just compress until they end up in the dust state, and then I can just work them out in the smeltery over here. Basically, just dump in stuff stacks at a time and let that boil down into more ingots. So that's been working out pretty well for me, and that's going to end up being the last items that I need as far as I think getting on the road to automatic sifting and combining and creating dust. So yep, very happy with the power production at this point. And all right, let's check back in on the metal former. So I have 9. I'm up to 10 refined iron plate. So all I need to do is drop these into the compressor, and these will squish down into, it'll take 9 and create 1 dense iron plate. And that's what I'll need for making the very first machine frame. Bada bing. Great. So at this point, to make a basic machine frame, I've got the dense refined iron plate, I've got the crushed obsidian, I got the iron chipset, and I have tin gears. So the last thing I need is a carpenter block from the forestry mod. So let's head over forestry. Actually, let's go for the carpenter block here. And this is going to require some glass, a lot of bronze, and a lot more bronze. So let's head back to the smeltery here and see what's cooking. So 4 bronze gear. Let's grab a stack of bronze. Do I have glass? Yes, I have glass. So let's, well, I think I should be able to just, so let's make a sturdy casing and drop this in here. And voila, 1 carpenter block. Awesome. So let's grab my bucket and grab a bucket of water. Bing. And let's head down. Where should I put this? This is getting pretty crazy, but for now, let's just place it here. Nope, let's not. Pickaxe. Okay, I'll do this. So let's grab the... Okay, MB wire connectors can go 1 on the back. And then we'll hook 1 wire right click over to here. Okay, great. So that's going to give us power. And so let's right click with the water bucket, and that's going to give us water. So back to the machine frame. Basic circuit board is just going to be a redstone and a piece of tin. So let's head back. I have a bad feeling I used up all my tin. Yep, yes I did. Alright, I'm back, and this took a long time to kind of reconfigure. So what I ended up doing was building 3 auto compressors, and what I'm doing here is I'm grinding down material with this autonomous activator. And so sand, dust, and gravel can go here into this automatic sieve, where I can put 1 or more fortune upgrades on the sieve in order to increase my chance of drops. They're getting sucked into this chest where they're all being absorbed for well, various stuff. So let's throw in the pieces that are dropping down. So This is catching all the sifting results where they're getting sucked out through a transfer node, which has a very specific set of filters to only look for the broken, crushed, and powdered ores. And so those are getting sucked into this chest, which is then pumping down through various transfer nodes into the respective autocompressors. So each autocompressor has 12 slots, but the filter only has 9. So what I'm doing is basically whitelisting a lot of things as they're coming in, and this is allowing me to, basically pump all this stuff through the compressor, which is then feeding this chest. So let me do one last fix for the gold. Dink dink. All right, let me edit the filter. Now filters are pretty cheap, so they're just redstone and string. And what you need to do is set them up. So think of it like an AND condition. So each item in the filter is like an OR. So it can accept this or this or this or this. But once you put it in the transfer node, if you have more than one item here, it acts like an AND condition. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to have multiple filters here in the bottom of the transfer node. This area is for speed upgrades or breadth first or all the other transfer node upgrades. So what you really want to do is put filters inside of filters, and that's how you end up with this compound having more than 9 items being pumped through a single transfer node. So that's been working out pretty well here. Let me throw this back in, and so as a result, I've got quite a lot of dust, which I can just run up and throw in the smeltery. So what I wanted to do was head up here and start crafting some tin gears. So with the gear formula in, let's throw in the tin dust and grab a couple more tin here. Where did I put it? Okay, so heading back down, the next step in my quest for the machine frame is to work on a carpenter block. So the carpenter block is a pretty simple, it's pretty much all bronze. And what I want to do is set up a formula for the basic circuit board. So circuit board here is just redstone and a tin piece. So let's prime that formula here and set up the tin. Where did I just put it? Here. Okay, one in the center. So it's not going to craft until it has all the required items here in the central part of the carpenter block. Let me prime this here with some sand. Okay, and so let's just throw in all the redstone, and so we can see that with that, the circuit board is able to complete, and now we have one more piece for the assembly table. So let's throw in what we have so far. We have a dense refined iron plate from the compressor, from the industrial craft compressor, and we make that by putting the iron plates in there. We have crushed obsidian over here, so let's grab that out from the rock crusher. So 1, 2. We're going to need the tin gear from up here. So let's grab a couple of those. 9, that'll be great. And then finally we're going to need iron chipsets. Alright, so let's head down and throw all these into the assembly table. And now we finally see the option for the machine frame. Excellent. So in order to make that, I should have grabbed the laser while I was up here. We're going to have to put it through another full cycle of well, getting zapped by the laser. So let's put this here. And then let's start running cable across the way. Where did I put? Okay, so let's break that. Let's put in a wire connector. How should I do this? Let's put the wire connector. Let's put that there. Run the wire connector here. Let's try it here and run all the cable now. So right click on this connector up here and then here to here. Great. And here to here. Excellent. And so with that, it's going to start powering the laser and produce the machine frame. So the machine frame is going to require 400,000 RF. Well, luckily I have 4 million stored up. So at this point, I only need to make, I just need to wait it out. But what I really want to do is make a second laser. And unfortunately, I think that's going to require some redstone. So I only have, I think, one left. So what I'm going to do is wait this out and build myself a second laser with the remaining diamantine electron tubes. And I'll check back in when this is done. Alright, looks like it's done. So let's check out the chest underneath. And here is our machine frame basic. Awesome. And what can I do with that? I can make, I think, all sorts of things. 22 different plants. So I can make a planter that can basically repopulate the trees in my tree farm. I'm really thinking of making a harvester, which is going to automatically chop down the trees in the tree farm. The rancher will collect milk and wool from cows and sheep. Fertilizer will help crops grow. Let's see. I don't think I've ever made item collectors before, or block breakers. Sludge boiler I'm going to need if we make a harvester. Sewers and composters are useful for making fertilizer. Breeders will duplicate my animals. Grinders will kill my animals and produce slime, which is actually, grinders will just be mob killers. What's different about that is it's going to give special drops when I have that. And it's also going to, actually a grinder I think will produce mob essence when it kills the mobs, which are then going to be needed for, auto enchanter will enchant items and books. Chronotyper will make baby animals grow. Ejector, I don't recall. Item routers, that just, oh, this is different. Multimeters, okay, interesting. Liquid crafting, lava, I don't think I need the lava fabricator. Okay, auto spawner is going to need the mob essence to make mobs, which means I probably should look into safari nets. Biofuel and disenchanters will take enchantments off items. Slaughterhouse is what I need to make the slimes. Invar swords, okay, not terrible. Meat packer, of course, is going to package up all the meat from the slaughterhouse. Let's see. Auto anvil will enchant things automatically. Yeah, so essentially there's, okay, harvesting, yep. So there's a lot of critters here that, I don't know what fountain does. Okay, so a lot of things here that I can use the machine frame for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If you could leave a comment down below and let me know what machine I should work on first. I'm open to any kind of suggestions at this point, so Yep. So please be creative and let me know what you think, and I'll look through the results and craft it up by the next episodes. If you could, please leave a comment or like and let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. Bye!